Today we're going to talk about the margin of safety, and let's think back to the same example where we've used in the prior videos, and that's the situation where we're selling our friends photographs in an art festival, and we want to earn a $1,500 profit at this art festival by selling these photographs. So we like to earn $1,500, and to do that, we decide that we need to sell 150 units. So if we sell 150 units, given the cost structure that we've come up with, we'll earn $1,500 of profit. This is essentially our budget. This 1,500 units is our budget in sales. So we budgeted that we'll be able to sell 150 units. What we want to know now is not only what our profit will be if we sell these 150 units, but also how much margin of error do we have. So basically how much margin of error or safety do we have? What if the sales of what if the sales of these pictures or these photographs aren't as good as we thought? How much room do we have before we start to show a loss? So what we're really doing is comparing what our budget and sales are to our break-even sales and seeing how much room for error do we have. So you can see the CVP graph down here, and remember this is a fixed cost. This green line's the total cost, and this blue line is my revenue, sales revenue. So we budgeted that we would sell 150 units. And at that level of sales volume, my total cost would be $4,500. And my revenue would be $6,000. And my profit would be the difference between these lines. So this right here, which would be $1,500. So this is my budget basically. But we want to compare that to our break-even point. You know our break-even points down here where the total cost and revenue intersect. It's 75 units. And we know at this level of sales volume, both revenue and total cost equal $3,000. And so this represents our break-even point. So margin of safety is the difference between our budget and our break-even point. We even calculate this margin as safety in units or in dollars. And let's do it in units first. So my budgeted units is 150 units. I think I will sell 150 units basically. To break even, I have to sell 75 units. And so my margin of safety in units is 75, which is 150 minus 75. So I could sell 75 less units than I budgeted and still break even. You could also calculate this in dollars. My budgeted sales dollars or revenue is $6,000. I should sell 6,000. This is in dollars. And my break even and even sales, I need to sell 3,000 to break even. And so my margin of safety in dollars is $3,000. So I could sell $3,000 less than what I budgeted and still break even. So you can see this gives you an idea of how much risk you're actually taking, because we definitely want to earn a profit, but we want to make sure that we don't take a loss. And often the margin of safety is actually expressed as a ratio. And that's just the budgeted sales minus the break-even sales divided by the budgeted sales. And so you can do the ratio in dollars or units. You're going to actually get the same answer even if you do either of those. So budgeted sales, if we do it in units, was 150 minus break-even sales, which was 75. So take that and we'll divide it by budgeted sales, which was 150, and you'll get a ratio of 75 over 150 or 50%. And a ratio is really important when you're talking about comparing different companies or comparing different products, where our dollar amounts are different. So in this case, our margin of safety is telling me that I could sell 50% less than what I was expecting and still break even. So you can see that in this case, we're projecting or we're budgeting that we can sell 150 units. But if our budget's 50% off, meaning we only sell 75 units, we're still okay. We're still breaking even. And so that's what we mean by the margin of safety.